Thanks for choosing us. Welcome to Prime Business with me, Emma Davis. The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry is asking government to use the upcoming 2024 budget to inspire hope by initiating prudent fiscal policies that will propel private sector growth. This, it believes, will stimulate economic development. According to the chamber, its members have had to bear the brunt of the economic turbulence coupled with exorbitant taxes. Speaking at the Chamber's 47th Annual General Meeting, President of the Chamber, Clement Osei-Amoako, called on government to use the 2024 budget to turn around the struggling economy.
Speaking to Joy Business at the 47th Annual General Meeting of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industries, President of the Chamber, Dr. Clement Osei-Amoako, stated that businesses over the last couple of years have been reeling under the harsh economic conditions, hence the need for prudent economic policies to stimulate private sector growth.
We had made it clear to the government to look at reducing some of the taxes, especially the key one is the COVID tax that we have always been mentioning. We believe that the private sector rather needs more hand than to suffer when we are talking about economic challenges. The situation is that our businesses are not doing well. And so if there are some tax that will not help us to grow, then it's inimical to our growth.
Responding to these concerns, Minister of Trade and Industry, Katie Hammond, said government is not oblivious of the current economic conditions, therefore will institute measures to support the development of the private sector.
We as a government would continue to implement transformative initiatives and key strategic sectors which would anchor our vision of industrialization. Under the members of this dynamic chamber and its partner business associations, I wish to assure you that your businesses are key to our competitiveness in the domestic market as well as within the context of the African continental free trade area.
Delivering the keynote address, Chairman of McDan Group, Dr. Daniel Macaulay, called on businesses not to give up yet, as there are diverse opportunities in the midst of the economic difficulties.
Many a time there's blessing in difficulties. If we all brace ourselves to the challenging times, you realize that there is hidden in it the opportunity. So for me, we cannot all continue complaining. We have to find opportunity amidst problems.
The 47th AGM was under the theme, building business confidence in the midst of the economic challenges.
The director of the Institute for Statistical, Social and Economic Research, ISE, Professor Peter Korte, is urging government to present a better alternative rather than going ahead with a 40% haircut on Eurobonds. According to him, the decision will adversely affect confidence in the economy. He wants government to get a better deal from the International Monetary Fund.
The launch of the State of the Economy report by the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research forms part of initiatives to engage stakeholders on the economy as well as giving insight on the nation's growth. Although the Institute believes the economy is picking up, it further suggested a more innovative means to spur growth. Speaking on the ongoing program with the International Monetary Fund, Professor Peter Korte wants government to take a different approach rather than giving a haircut on the Eurobond.
The best option is not to give anybody a haircut. The best option is when you borrow, you respect the terms of the agreement, honor your obligations. But where we've reached, the option is to give haircuts. But I believe in doing so, there is some discussion, there is some consensus with the lenders to ensure that they agree to the terms. I find the 30 to 40% quite punitive, but given where we are, if government cannot honor, then that was the next option to consider. But the consensus is quite key. consensus building in such areas is very key for them to agree rather than take it or leave it, in my view.
The director of ISE has been making suggestions into the upcoming 2024 budget statement, asking for a broader consultation to contain expenditure.
Fiscal remains a challenge. In fact, the government spending is also an issue. I expect to see measures to reduce government spending. In other words, measures to rationalize spending, measures to ensure that some of this off-budget spending that creates problems are reduced or eliminated, measures to ensure that our tax collection is more efficient, measures to ensure that we have value for money spending. Then there are some roads that link to productive or production areas, some to farms, some to cocoa growing areas. In as much as we don't have a lot of money, we should continue to, if not construct new ones, maintain existing roads.
As the finance minister prepares to present the 2024 budget and economic statements, industry players are calling for a sensitive approach towards expansion of the manufacturing sector.
Meanwhile, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has reiterated that the economy is on a recovery path, citing improvement in some macroeconomic indicators. According to him, government is committed to working to improve on its fiscal policies to achieve economic growth. He was speaking at a €42 million financing agreement signing ceremony between the European Union and the government of Ghana for green transition in agribusiness and public financial management.
The financial agreement is aimed at promoting sustainable development, fostering economic growth, and strengthening key sectors critical for EU-Ghana partnership. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta said his outfit is committed to promoting sound public financial management to ensuring stability.
Truly, Ghana has paid its dues. Our fiscal situation has improved. Reviews with the IMF and our program are being completed successfully and on time. And broadly speaking, we are making steady progress toward macro stability and debt sustainability. Additionally, our focus now as a government is on securing an economic turnaround underpinned by robust institutions and an active private sector. Viewed within that lens, today's agreements are fully aligned with both our 5-year PFM strategy and the government's growth agenda, which are anchored in the themes of 1, strengthening the macro-fiscal framework, 2, strong and ambitious structural reforms in tax policy, revenue administration and public financial management, and 3, reforms to encourage private sector investments, strengthen growth and create more jobs.
European Union Ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency Ichad Bazali, said this will help foster fiscal discipline and increase investor confidence.
Additionally, the inclusion of agribusiness in this agreement highlights our shared recognition of the crucial role that agriculture plays in fostering economic growth, providing livelihoods, and ensuring food security. We aim to enhance productivity, increase resilience to climate change, and promote sustainable agricultural practices that will contribute to the overall development agenda. At this juncture, let me stress that the European Union is unreservedly supporting the Planting for Food and Job 2.0 program presented by the Minister under the chairmanship of the President last week, Thursday it is, if I'm not mistaken. Specifically, we shall support 4 value chains: shea, soybean, vegetables, and beekeeping.
The agreement opens a new era of collaboration and progress focusing on private sector development and public financial management. James Eshen's reports for Joy Business.
Government says it has disbursed $315 million from foreign direct investments into the agriculture sector. The move follows recent complaints by agri-sector players that financial institutions provide very little support to them. According to a Deputy Finance Minister, Dr. John Kuma. This is to support ongoing projects. There is more in this report. The agriculture sector has been witnessing a slow growth rate for the past decade. This is mainly linked to a lack of financial assistance to the sector. Many analysts have called for the implementation of schemes that will lend to players along the agricultural value chain. Speaking at the presidential roundtable discussion with development partners on the Planting for Food and Jobs Phase 2, a Deputy Finance Minister, Dr. John Kuma, said the government has heard their pleas. Hence, it has allocated fresh funds from foreign direct investments into the agriculture sector.
All of us, the private sector, government of Ghana, our development partners, have certainly tried to play our respective parts. And I'm encouraged by the feedback that came from the previous panel discussion on the role of development partners. I believe that as we act and work together, we can make tremendous progress working together. We have disbursed a little over $350 million from our development partners to support ongoing agricultural projects. Projects like the 27 million Savannah Agricultural Value Chain Development, 36.6 million for Agricultural Sector Investment Program, the 103 million USD Ghana Commercial Agricultural Projects, among others.
Meanwhile, President Akufo-Addo has urged development partners and foreign investors to tailor projects that work in tandem with government policies to ensure appropriate utilization of funds.
In spite of the productive collaboration that has taken place between government and Friends of Ghana over the years, a matter of concern has been at times the misalignment of priorities between the policies of certain international development agencies and national policies and strategies. Government is concerned by this because projects designed by foreign governments to support Ghana's agriculture should naturally align with government's priorities. Any deviation from this can amount to misdirected investments in the country.
Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Brian Echampong, was optimistic that if the sector worked together, it would enable cost-effective use of capital to achieve common development objectives.
Without a doubt, the success of the Planting for Food and Jobs program will depend on several factors. But for the purpose of today's discussion, I would like to focus on 4. The first one will require the active participation of the private sector. Secondly, financing these value chain activities by banks and other financial institutions and development partner programs will be critical. The third success factor will be increasing investment in supporting agricultural infrastructure and technology. The reason why we are gathered here is to refocus our partners in agriculture on the task ahead.
The presidential roundtable discussion attracted international partners such as the World Bank, the Food and Agriculture Organization, the U.S. Agency for International Development, AGRA, and the World Food Program, among others. Away from government, Star Life Insurance, as part of its 18th year anniversary, has donated over 1,000 pieces of sanitary parts to students of the Belaqua cluster of schools. According to the Public and Media Relations Manager of Star Life Insurance, Francis Terrier, the gesture forms part of the company's corporate social responsibility.
Star Life Insurance's donation forms part of its Sprinkle Stars campaign, which is aimed at supporting and empowering young girls to improve their general well-being. In an interview, Public and Media Relations Manager of Star Life Insurance, Francis Terrier, said the company deemed it necessary to support its clients and the communities they operate in.
As part of our 18th anniversary, we launched a campaign called Sprinkle Stars campaign. Sprinkle Stars campaign is basically to support young girls, vulnerable girls across the country. So we are here at a Belaqua cluster of schools just to support the young girls with sanitary pads. So there's about 1,260 pieces of sanitary parts. We are not doing it just here. We are in some schools like at Amasaman, some other schools at Amrahia, and when you go to Kumasi, Tamale, Takrade, so we are just sprinkling stars across the country just to support vulnerable girls. So in all, we are distributing about 4,000 pieces of sanitary pads across the country to young girls just to support their well-being, just to support their health.
Headmaster of the school, Reverend Joseph Opokudakun, said the donation was timely and would help the school to provide such basic needs of its students to prevent absenteeism.
That's why you have come at the very time we need these items, because over here the children are many, and especially in my school, the girls are more than the boys. And when at the end of the month they want to go through their menstrual cycle, some of them they come, Master, I want to go home. Just yesterday, this morning I've experienced one, but upon my interview, then go and see Madam. And because we say go and see Madam, it's not easy. We need to get them somewhere, so that when they have it, they can also equally give it to them. So that when any time they know that when they go, they'll get it. They'll not even come to me. They'll go and report to Madam, so that you continue to stay in the school and learn.
Star Life Insurance also reiterated its commitment to support other schools in the country.
Belaqua Industries Limited, producers of Belaqua mineral water and Bell Beverage, has launched the Belaqua's mental health campaign dubbed Take a Break. The company also used the opportunity to launch a new bottle with the mental health logo on it. This, according to Belaqua, is to create awareness of mental health-related challenges. According to its marketing manager, Magnus Day, the campaign is part of giving back to society.
Actually is the official launch of Belaqua's mental health campaign, which is dubbed Take a Break. We actually saw the need for a mental health campaign because the statistics worldwide is becoming scarier and people are not confronting the issues as they are supposed to. There's a lot of stigma around mental health issues. So Belaqua thinks that this is the time to act and have a conversation. Going for screening, going for therapy is foreign even to us as Ghanaians. So we want to open our doors. We want to create awareness and educate us that as important as it is to take care of our bodies, making sure that we are well clothed, we are looking good, our minds even more importantly or most importantly need the care. So we need to care for our minds, and because the mind affects every other part of our bodies. So that is why Belaqua is starting this mental health campaign, because we contribute to the overall well-being of Ghanaians. And we know that when people have to take a break, it usually begins with a sip of water. And that is Belaqua mineral water. So we decided to put this together. It's going to be a long campaign spanning many years.
Marketing manager of Belaqua Industries there, Magnus Day. Moving on, indigenous textile manufacturer GTP has opened its maiden retail and ready-to-wear shop in Accra. As the first of its kind in Ghana, the shop, which is located on the Oxford Street in Osu, here in Accra, will provide customers with a wide range of new and old fabrics, as well as exciting contemporary outfits made for all occasions. There's more in this report.
Dooring of GTP's new retail and ready-to-wear shop in Accra witnessed a lot of excitement from patrons. The shop, which is located on the vibrant Oxford Street in Osu, is aimed at offering customers a fusion of authentic traditional GTP fabrics with contemporary fashion styles. The move is expected to introduce the indigenous fabric line to the young and young at heart with trendy fashion lines. Marketing Director of GTP, Mary Ann Boating, details the rationale behind GTP's first ready-to-wear shop.
They wanted a way that they can come into a shop, just like they pick Western fabric. They can come into a shop and then pick a ready-to-wear outfit for any occasion at all. In the past, it was just the fabric. And then they have to go through the trouble of going through a seamstress or a tailor, which is why we decided to launch our new ready-to-wear collection with the consumer in mind. So it caters for all shapes and sizes, especially our Ghanaian shapes, body shapes and sizes, which most of the Western fabric do not cater for. And it also allows convenience.
Here are options available to customers who may not be able to do walk-ins.
We actually have a service, a bespoke service. So if you come into the shop, and I'm sure you see everything, you see a lot of things that you like, but if you don't find something that you like, we actually have a service that actually provides you tailor-made outfits to your specifications. Or you can call in and then order ahead and then pick it up or be delivered. We also have an e-commerce site. So if you go to shop.gtpfashion.com, straight away in the convenience of your home, you can be the outfits and the fabric can be delivered to you. It's a pioneer initiative from GTP. This is offering easy access, both online in the comfort of your home, and then a brick and mortar shop where you can walk in, have a feel, have the experience of the shop in all its glory.
TV host and content producer Sika Osei expressed excitement at the new clothing lines.
Just being here alone, I've seen so many different, the versatility of styles that people have done, which makes it, just very, very, very beautiful. So yeah, good kudos to GTP with their new ready-to-wear line. I've seen some pieces that I'll be picking up myself. I think I can use it for church, I can use it to go shopping, I can use it to just do just about anything. So yeah, it's beautiful.
Getting trendy or ready-made outfits has been made easy through GTP's new fashion lines. Alternatively, customers can visit shop.gtpfashion.com for your outfit.
Now to some exciting news as Africa World Airlines, an indigenous airline, says it will offer its customers with more destinations in 2024. According to Chief Operations Officer Ofori-Atta, the company will continue providing quality service to clients. He spoke to Joy Business as the company celebrates its 4 millionth passenger.
The company, as part of its 11-year operations in Ghana, expressed optimism of a robust aviation sector in the years ahead. Captain Ofori-Atta said, regardless of the current economic challenges, the indigenous Ghanaian company is working assiduously to provide the best of services.
Since we commenced operations way back 2011-2012, Africa World Airlines has steadily captured the domestic market within Ghana. And as such, today is a day where we flew in our 4 millionth passenger. Ironically, he didn't come from a domestic destination, but all the way from Lagos. At the moment, as you know, we fly to all destinations in Ghana. In addition to that, we also fly to Lagos and Abuja in Nigeria. And so today is a very momentous occasion. We've had the opportunity to share with the general public, our regulators, and also our staff and management the success of Africa World Airlines. From Africa World Airlines, you can expect better service. Definitely, we will offer you more destinations beginning in 2024. We will offer you better service once we get the new equipment in. They'll be bigger than the ones we operate, so we're looking at a new cabin offering. As the Deputy Minister mentioned, he'd love to see the orange juice back on our flights, so we're going to work towards that.
Deputy Minister of Transport Alhassan Tampuli applauded the company for their contribution to the growth of the aviation sector in Ghana.
On a number of occasions, I've been asked by my staff whether I have shares in Africa Airlines. Because anytime I'm traveling domestic, somehow I just insist that, oh please, try and get me on Africa Airlines. And they're like, but there are other airlines. But I do the other airlines too. Just that passenger loyalty sometimes is very important. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me use this opportunity to commend management and staff of Africa World Airlines for remaining in business after commencing its inaugural flight in September 2012, considering the complexity of the industry.
Africa World Airlines said it will continue to connect Africa to the world through most efficient, safe and reliable air transport services.
That's all for Prime Business with me, Emma Davis. For more business news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. I leave you with news making waves on the international front.